Afternoon, I am Sandra Ezekwesili, and these are your hard facts. How much fuel is in your car and your generator, and how much light is in your meter? All those things just got a bit more expensive, and so I hope that you've managed to make one last buy at the old prices. Next week here on Hard Facts, we're going to talk to NERC about the increase in electricity tariffs. They say that it's only for those of us who get more than hours of power in a day. One of them. So this is me too. Now finding exactly that mechanism they have that we are getting the power that is supposed to be given the higher tariff. I always give all of you post to start a big thing. Let's talk about research. Cotton rate as the president is not all going to company make it the 1,000 US along Covenant and U.I. And then we'll go about that keys lock in a key for years. Now, questions on Twitter. You can talk about this on Twitter, on Facebook, Nigeria Info Live. So go ahead and watch Facebook, Nigeria Info 99.3, YouTube as well, Nigeria Info FM. You can listen to Nigeria Info from wherever you are. You don't need to be in your car or in your home or in your office or in a hospital. You can simply stream by visiting www.nigeriainfo.fm. nigeriainfo.fm. That's it. Once you click on that link, you'll be able to listen to whatever show is live at that particular hour. Today's Thursday, so we're bringing you Eyewitness as always. This is where we let you take over, turn our spotlight to the stories in your area that you believe should be making the news, right? So, for instance, on my way into work today, I noticed some men who were wearing a vest that appeared to say anti-kidnapping squad, forcefully getting into the vehicle, a Toyota Corolla, of a bunch of young men. One of the young men was sitting in front. He looked very dazed and he had locks. Dreadlocks. He had dreadlocks. And you had these men in a bus, white bus. One of them was carrying a gun. And it was all very scary because I was behind them while this was going on. And I kept saying to myself, Sandra, do you want to drive in front of these people? Do you want to follow them? Do you want to know what the story is about? But you also have a show to go and do at 3. So what to do? And then they're carrying guns, And when some Nigerian, and again, I don't even know that these people are police people, right? Because there was nothing identifying them as police except for the gun they were carrying and the anti-kidnapping squad vests that they were wearing alongside their masks. So it could have been anything that was going on there, anything at all, right? So I was just in two minds, but that's something that I witnessed, and I'm giving you my eyewitness account. So those are the sorts of things that we're looking out for on Eyewitness every Thursday from 4:30, because from 4 to 4:30 we have League of Extraordinary Nigerians coming your way, so don't miss that either. On today's big hard fact, let's talk about house helps who are trying to harm their employers. If you are a house help, I'd like to listen to you as well at 5. Give us a call today at 5, because I want to find out what you think about the relationship between house helps and employers. Who do you think is more dangerous to the other, the house help or the employer? There's a viral video on social media about a woman who caught her housekeeper trying to put insecticide in her drinking water. We're going to look at other similar cases as well, and we'll talk about why these things are so common. Now, of course, there's news updates at the top of every hour, and you need to listen to every minute of today's show to get a chance to play just a minute. I'll also be giving away 9 mobile recharge cards today. Yes, whoop, whoop. But let's get started with the big 3.
This is the Big 3.
The Big 3
on Hard Facts on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
Should the federal government remove maize from the list of banned imports? Should the federal government remove maize from the list of banned imports? Where are UNILAG and UI and LASU and Covenant University going to be able to have gotten to the top 1,000 universities in the world? What are they doing right? Why are there so many cases of parents having their children caged? Those are the big 3. Let's talk. It looks like our chickens are not going to need to skip their meals anymore. That's our first story. Yesterday, I told you how our poultry farmers are not able to feed their chickens like before because the cost of maize is skyrocketing. Maize is the main ingredient in chicken feed. And like I always say here on Hard Facts, when we talk, decision makers listen. So today, the presidency has announced that they're going to release stockpiles of maize from the strategic grain reserve, 30,000 tons. The presidency is doing this to increase the supply and reduce the price in the market. Now, a quick word about the strategic grain reserve. It's 33 massive silos all over the country. Basically, they're stores. And how the SGR works is, whenever there is excess supply of these grains in the market, government buys the grains, keeps them in the silos. This protects the farmers by making sure that prices do not crash. And then, when there is a shortage of a particular grain, government releases the grain into the market. That way, consumers are protected. Consumers don't suffer scarcity. And the prices don't get too high for us. It's a pretty efficient system. There used to be only 18 silos nationwide, but during the Jonathan administration, when Akinwumi Adesina was a Greek minister, they built 15 more, taking the number to 33. They also concessioned most of the silos out to the private sector so that they can run more efficiently. So that's how the strategic grain reserve works. In fact, earlier in the year, around February, the government bought a lot of excess maize from the market and put it in the reserves. That's where a lot of these 30,000 tons that is about to be released is coming from. So the question a lot of poultry farmers and analysts are asking is, why did it take the government so long to release the maize? The price of maize has been going up for months, and then in July, something happened that made the price shoot up. The CBN effectively banned maize imports. They added maize to the so-called 41 items that you cannot get Forex to import. I guess now they're more than 41 items. But yeah, the CBN stopped maize imports at the exact time that local production of maize was also going down because of insecurity and climate change. I told you about that yesterday. The bank said that they did it to encourage local production. And now I've heard economists who have asked the question, how can local production increase if the farmers cannot access their land for now? So it comes back to the question I asked yesterday. Wouldn't it be better to allow the maize imports for now until the security and flooding situations improve and our local production is back to normal? I mean, if maize imports were still coming in, maybe the president wouldn't have had to release 30,000 tons from the strategic reserve. But either way, our chickens will not be able to eat. And our eggs will not be bigger. What do you think about the president's decision? 0700-993-993-993. What do you think about his decision to release maize from the grain reserve? Should the ban on maize imports still stand when we clearly have a maize shortage serious enough to tap out grain reserves? Do you think CBN should remove maize from the 40-something items list? Let me know. 0700-993-993-993. Lillian is in Ibejuleki. Lillian's talking about something else, obviously, so we'll talk to somebody else. Hello?
Hello, good afternoon, Sandra.
Good afternoon. What's your name?
That is Sam calling from UNILAG.
Welcome.
Talking about actually whether the federal government should release maize from the list of items banned. Yeah, the truth is that I don't know why as in the Nigerian government are like this. Because first of all, we should be thinking of how to boost our economy. We should be thinking of how to help ourselves in going on this list. Nigeria is the country that can we are soil as fertile. And now what we are hearing is about them wanting to give drivers money, wanting to give teachers money. Okay, these people, even this money that I want to give them, the money will not be full time. Understand? The money will not be part time, it will be full time because the money will not be used well. So this money that they are trying to waste, they are trying to just spend lavishly. It's just easy to in investing or in working on our our farms and our agricultural products like maize. We should be as in just think of as in getting maize, grains and other food items, and stop as in thinking of how not to be as in export or importing other goods maize to Nigeria, into our country. So we should think of how to grow more of this maize, and not thinking of how to open leave the ban or release the ban from so we can be getting more maize from other countries. So that's my take.
All right. Thank you for calling and dropping your take on the show. We appreciate it. You can send us a message on WhatsApp, by the way. WhatsApp is 080-959-75805. 080-959-75805. Twitter is at Nigeria Info FM. And we've got Facebook as Nigeria Info 99.3. Let's talk to you. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
How are you, sir? What's your name? Sorry about that. We've got Daniel on the line. Hello, Daniel. Daniel's not there anymore either. Hello.
Good afternoon, President.
Good afternoon. How are you? What's your name?
My name is Christian from Lekki.
Welcome. Go ahead.
Yeah. Just so we are every day as usual now, complain every day. See, I think one of the urgent shifts in everything that is happening in the government is that I think they don't have a solid opposition. I could remember vividly during PDP, APC were all around PDP criticizing them up and down. But
what has opposition got to do with maize? What has opposition got to do with corn and chickens and the food that chickens have to eat? 99.3. Hello.
Good afternoon, Sandra.
Good afternoon, sir. What's your name?
This is Peter from VI.
Peter, welcome. Go ahead.
Yes, Sandra, this is a good topic you brought this afternoon. I was expecting that you even include rice into it too. Because if you look at Kebbi State. Kebbi State is a state that produces all these crops you are talking about. You talk of maize, and the rice, the president even testified to the fact that flood have washed out all the farms in these places. So for now, I was expecting that maybe the government will be looking into the areas where even long overdue. Government should have bring this long before now. Because if you go to the market now, Sandra, it's hard to buy things in the market. I'm telling you, it's getting to the stage where common man can even not feed. That is where we are going. Things are very expensive. You talk of rice, maize, go to the market and add it. A bag of rice now is around going to 30,000. So how much is a salary? How much is a minimum wage? And maize. So the government should look into those things. If we can import to cover this period that flooding has washed all the farms in the north, where we don't have more production this time, government can maybe release on a kind of importation by this time to cover all these places. Then next season we can farm. You understand? These are the measures I was expecting Ministry of Agriculture to take, because things are getting too hard for the common man in this country. Thank you, Sandra.
Thank you, Peter from VI, for calling us. 0700-993-993-993. If you just joined the show, I told you that it looks like our chickens will not be skipping their meals anymore. If you listened yesterday, you heard me tell you how our poultry farmers are not able to feed their chickens like before because the cost of maize is skyrocketing. And maize is the main ingredient in chicken feed. And I always tell you that when we talk on hard facts, decision makers listen. The presidency has announced that it will release stockpiles of maize from the Strategic Grain Reserve, 30,000 tons. The presidency is doing this to increase the supply and reduce the price in the market. Let's talk to Francis in Okokomaiko. Hello, Francis.
Hello, Sandra. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
For me, I feel the CBN should take the maize out from the list.
Okay.
Now for the import to go well, and the government needs to provide structures for the farmers. And that's all. Sandra, please, I want just a minute.
When did you win?
I want 30th of July.
Okay. Do we have your details?
Yes, I sent my details, but I've not yet received the price.
Okay. Stay on the line so someone will retrieve your phone number and then we're going to cross check. Because if you've won before and we've paid you before, we're not going to pay you more than once because we need many people to win.
Okay.
Have you won before?
No.
We've not won before. We've not paid you before.
Yes.
Okay. All right. If you've not won before, then it should be easy to cross check. Thank you, Francis from Okokomaiko. 99.3.
Hello.
How are you? Hello? Hello? We're struggling to hear you. Sounds like whatever you're using to talk to us fail or so. Hello? Okay. 99.3. Hello?
Hello.
Hello?
Hello.
Okay, let's go to WhatsApp where we've got some comments. Why did the president wait this long? It's obvious that he's not in touch with current economic reality and the hardship Nigerians are going through. Annie in Otta says, "Good afternoon, Sandra. My name is Blessing. Let the truth be said, where there is no competition, price will definitely be high. So stopping the importation of maize or any other product is not good for the economy and the masses. For me, I've never bought Nigerian rice and I'll never do because the price is fraudulent." All right. We've got somebody who says the government of the day is not proactive. You will see that nothing will change in terms of price of maize in spite of this later action. A message from Lawrence. Lawrence, thanks for sending your message in. Our problem is that we don't have storage facilities. Maize is being wasted in the villages after each farming season. We have enough maize in my village, but after harvesting it, nowhere to store it. All right. Thanks for sending your message in. We've got this one here from Idowu who says that the scarcity of maize in circulation is indirectly caused by government. The moment they announced non-supply of forex for maize importation, they ought not to have announced that. It should have just been done diplomatically, where the importers will not suspect the reason for non-release of forex. Yeah, but you can't do that. This person says, it's unfortunate for Nigerians in this regime that their economic policies are that we are the ones who are bearing the impact of the economic policies. But God will give us grace to survive. All right. Thank you for sending your message in. Let's move on to our second story on the show today. For Nigerian universities, four of them are in the top 1,000 universities in the world. That's our second story. 4 Nigerian universities are in the top 1,000 worldwide. University of Lagos, Lagos State University, University of Ibadan, Covenant University. These are the top 4 performing schools in the country, according to the latest Times Higher Education World University Rankings. The THE rankings is one of the 3 globally accepted rankings of universities, along with the academic ranking of world universities and the QS World University Rankings. So these 4 Niger schools cracked the top 1,000. First comes UI, University of Ibadan. They ranked somewhere between 401 and 500 worldwide. LASU ranked between 501 and 600. UNILAG made it to the 601 to 800 band. And then Covenant ranked 800 to 1,000 rank. The next 2 Nigerian universities are the University of Nigeria in Nsukka and Obafemi Awolowo University Ife. But they did not make the top 1,000. And I'm curious what you think about this news. For some Nigerians, it's a good thing, right? 4 schools in the global top 1,000. Now, those Nigerians feel that it could be more and it should be more, but this is progress. But I've heard other Nigerians who have said we should not be impressed by this, that we should simply expect it. In fact, for those Nigerians, 4 schools in the top 1,000 is too few, and it's a bad sign for the country. By the way, for those of you who are wondering, here are some of the criteria that the THE uses in ranking a school, right? So, how much income the school receives from the private sector for research, ratio of international to domestic staff, ratio of international to domestic students, PhDs awards per academic, undergraduates admitted per academic session, income per academic session, PhDs, undergraduate degrees awarded, research income, papers per research and academic staff, public research income, and number of citations in research papers. So if Nigerian universities want to climb up in these rankings, these are the things that they need to improve upon. And I think maybe week after next, we'll talk to administrators and stakeholders from some of our universities, right, about what needs to be done to get more of them competitive globally. It's a very important conversation that we need to have. We saw the employment data from the NBS, remember, and half of graduates are unemployed. And even though that most of that is because there are not enough jobs for graduates, it's also partly because more and more employers are saying that the recent graduates are not employable. And I wonder what your thoughts are on that as well. 4 Nigerian universities in the global top 1,000. Do you think that this is something to celebrate? Or do you think that this is not good enough? Do you think it's baby steps? Or do you think we're too old to still be crawling? What are the things that you think these 4 universities are doing right that the other universities should be emulating? Now, if you have knowledge of academics, especially about these 4 schools, I want to hear from you. If you're a professor, you're a lecturer, I want to hear from you. UNILAG, LASU, UI, Covenant. What are they doing right that the other schools need to start doing? Also, I gave you the criteria used in the rankings. Which of these criteria do you think Nigerian universities can improve on very quickly? Let's talk to Lillian in Ibejuleki. Hello, Lillian.
Hello, ma. Good afternoon, ma.
Good afternoon.
I'm fine. I want to contribute about the costly things.
Okay.
Hardly you can't buy things in the market. Everything is very cost. Even rice, to buy Nigeria rice.
Hello, Lillian? Lillian? Sorry about that. 99.3.
Sandra,
Hi.
how are you?
I'm very well. How are you?
Oh, I want to contribute
Yes, go
to
ahead.
this your very
Hello? Hi. Hello? Okay. Sorry about that. Call back if you can. 99.3. Hello? Okay. All right then. 99.3. Hello?
Sandra Ezekwesili. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. What's your name, sir?
Comrade Ibe, calling from Ojo.
Welcome, Comrade Ibe.
My question to the federal government issue of 30,000 metric tons of maize release. I heard you that say during Jonathan government, additional 15 was added. Am I right?
Yes.
Hello?
Yes.
Now we have only 18 as to reserve. Okay, if that 18 now, when that one is no longer available, what next?
No, we have 33. We have 33 total. 33 massive, yes, total.
So what stopped them from bidding more after that additional Jonathan did? What stopped federal government to add more? Why should they focus attention on that 33 available? I don't think we have a government that is focused or has a vision for this country. Look at how people are crying. Hunger everywhere. You cannot buy ordinary rice, ordinary gari, 1,000 plus under this government. Now we are talking about fuel. Sandra, we are in this world where Jonathan said, let me round up the price by 100 naira per liter. So many people were there at Ojota. You remember?
Yes, I remember. I remember.
All of them were there. Tinubu Fashala, they were there. Even some of them there with their mat. Now we are buying for 100 and something. Where are those guys? Have all of them died? Where are they? Where are those Nigerians? Where are they?
Where are you? Are you not a Nigerian? Why are we always asking for somebody else to do the work? These men are old men now. You're probably a young, strapping man. Where are you? Huh? 99.3. Hello. 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 Chris is in Ejibo. Hello, Chris. Thanks for calling us. Hello, Chris.
Good afternoon, Sandra.
Good afternoon, sir. Welcome.
How are you today?
Yes, very well. Go ahead.
Yeah. The topic is a very nice one. We're talking about scarcity of maize. We talked yesterday about rice. You see, the issue is this. If I, as a header, and you as a farmer, approach the Bank of Industry to get some loans, and we all got, and I use my own on the herds, and you use your own on farm, and then I list my herds at your farm to destroy all you planted. How do I make up? How do I pay back? How do I live? The situation, the federal government are not doing the right thing. What they should do is protect the farmers. Most of those farmers now are in Lagos, I must tell you. At every junction in Lagos, you see these people putting the table, selling tomato and onions and pepper and all the rest. These are people who are supposed to be in the farm. So, my dear sister, I feel that the government is not doing enough. They are not protecting the farmers. Look at the southern Katsina, look at Benue, look at all Zamfara and all the rest, where these farmers are supposed to be planting and then getting some food for Nigeria. What we are seeing now is a tip of our iceberg. What is going to happen? They should allow farmers to go back to their farms.
All right. Allow farmers go back to their farms. Chika is in Apapa. Hello, Chika.
Hi, good afternoon, Sandra.
Good afternoon. Thanks for calling.
Yeah. Well, let me speak on the four Nigerian universities being ranked up.
Yes, please.
1,000. For me, I think this is a call for sober reflection.
Okay.
Because for me, I don't think this is worth celebrating.
Okay.
I said this because even though I wasn't around then, but I read that before 70s, our university was one of the top 10 in the all of the whole Commonwealth of Nations. And the question you ask yourself is that between 1960s and to date, what happened? Why is it that we're celebrating from being first 10 to being among the first 1,000? To me, like I said, it's a call to sober reflection. And there's something I want to say. And you look at the universities that are ranked as one of the best 1,000, the four universities. I, for one, am a product of the University of Lagos.
Okay.
And I know that one of the areas that makes a university to be competitive is actually having an international student. And in my 4 years as a student at the University of Lagos in my faculty, I only came across one international student. And that international student is actually from Ghana. And it speaks a lot about our universities. I have an opportunity to do a program in University of Legon. I have an opportunity to also do a program in university and outside the country, outside the continent. And let me use University of Legon as a case study. You go to University of Legon, in the campuses, you see students that cut across the entire sub-region, the entire sub-Saharan Africa. Which of the Nigerian university will you go to today? And you see students that cut across the sub-Saharan African. In which of our university will you go today? You still see foreign lecturers being tutors in our universities. So for me, I think it's actually a wake-up call to us as a society and as a nation. Because the truth of the matter is that the educational system in Nigeria is decaying on a daily basis. Do you want to talk about the issue of infrastructure? Do you want to talk about the issue of learning? Do you want to talk about some of our lecturers? Like I said, when I was in the University of Lagos, I had a lecturer that taught us with a note that he prepared since 1989.
Wow.
And he goes to say it. Sandra, I need both to say it. A note that he prepared in 1989.
Wow.
When we're talking about contemporary issues of today. And a lecturer is still taking us with notes that he prepared in 1989 in the year 2011. For me, I think and that is why I said that is a call for sober reflection. You want to talk about LASU today? You go to LASU, what do you see? there's still some part of LASU inside Lagos State University that are still not tiled. That even when rainfall, if you didn't step your leg very well, you slid and fall down. And all these things are some of the things that we needed to put into consideration. So where are we going to? Why are we celebrating being from first 10 to first 500? You want to talk about South Africa University. South Africa University, they always top the chart in Africa, followed by Egypt and Ghana.
Mm-hmm.
Are we not saying that South Africa, Egypt, and Ghana are faring better than us, and we're still priding ourselves as a giant of Africa? You talk about our lecturers, how advanced are they in terms of technology and in other advancement of learning? So for me, in as much as a lot of us may want to celebrate, but I think those of us that actually know where we're coming from, is a wake-up call, and is a call for a sober reflection for us to go back to the drawing board and get some things right.
All right.
For me, I'm not particularly happy. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Chika. Thank you so much. It's always a pleasure to talk to Chika. Jimmy is in our papa. Jimmy is the last call we'll take for now. Hello, Jimmy.
Hello, good afternoon, Sandra.
Good afternoon. Welcome.
Yeah. I want to speak on the grain issue.
Yes, go ahead.
I think I'll go with the last caller that talked about the protecting the farmers first, because in the case whereby the farmers are not protected, even if they release the grain, what if the grain at the end of the day is not enough to satisfy the country? We know what happened during the pandemic. They released some grain of rice, but it was not able to even cover even quarter of Nigeria's population. So I think the most important thing is to create a secure environment for the farmers, so that they will be able to farm their produce in a very peaceful and a serene environment. So that's my take on the green issue.
Jimmy, thank you for calling to share your take with us on Hard Facts. If you just joined the show, you're listening to Hard Facts on 99.3 Nigeria Info. We start the show by bringing you three of the biggest stories of the day. And our final big story is a real heartbreaker from Daura in Katsina State. The police had to rescue a 16-year-old physically challenged boy, Salisu Umar, whose father had locked him in a cage for 2 years. The Guardian says the police acted on a tip-off from Save the Children International. Here's what the police are saying. They're alleging that Salisu's father, Sadiq Umar, was ashamed of his son's condition. He didn't want friends and neighbors seeing the boy when they visit. Also, the house was crowded. 15 people living in 2 rooms. So he decided that his best option was to keep his son in a cage in the back. They kept him there for 2 years. So when Save the Children called the police, they showed up and they rescued him. They also arrested the father, but according to The Guardian, they released him after just a few hours, after making him promise never to do it again. Now, there are 2 ways to look at this. On the one hand, you can say the police should not have released the father because what he did is terrible and cruel and inhumane, and he needs to be punished. And also, an example needs to be set for other people who may be thinking about doing something like this or are already doing something like this, because this is actually a very widespread behavior. We've talked about this thing on Hard Facts so many times, more times than I am comfortable. But on the other hand, some people will say, even if the father deserves to be punished, the police have to think about the children. The man is the head of the household. He's probably the breadwinner. The household has 15 people. If the breadwinner is taken off the streets and thrown in jail, there's a big chance the family ends up in an even worse situation. And of course, the state doesn't have a foster care system to take those kids in and give them a decent chance at life. So perhaps letting the man go was the most humane, long-term decision for the survival of those children, those dozen or so children. And I wonder what you think. Do you think the police should have let him go, or do you think the police should have locked him up? What do you think about the fact that he locked his son in a cage because he was physically challenged? Like I said, we've covered so many stories like this before. Last year, we had the police in Katsina, Kaduna, and other states raising so-called rehabilitation centers to the ground, raiding them, freeing young people who were being held in brutal, inhumane conditions. Most of those people were kept there by parents or other relatives. And we've talked about how it's not just in the north. There are stories like this in Akwa Ibom, right here in Lagos. It happen all over the country. What is making this behavior so rampant? 0700-993-993-993. Send your thoughts to me by WhatsApp as well. WhatsApp is 080-959-75805. 080-959-75805. We're streaming on Facebook, so share your thoughts with me on Facebook as well. Facebook is Nigeria Info 99.3. Nigeria Info 99.3. And Twitter is at Nigeria Info FM. So let's also know what you're thinking right there. Nigeria Info FM on Twitter. Let's go to Twitter and look at your comments. We've got this one here that says, I wonder why the government took so long to release this tons of maize. At least they released some to the masses. Let's be happy about that. Dear Sandra, I cannot access WhatsApp. I wonder why. What did you do? We've got Faith Lawal who says, okay. All is well says it's sad, but we the masses are suffering for the incompetence of the government. Let's go to Facebook where we've got comments. Nsidibe Johnson says, it's rather unfortunate that Nigerians have found themselves in this quagmire. Bethel Okara says, concerning the university ranking, the criteria are very easy to meet. The stakeholders in Nigerian tertiary education sector need to put up more efforts to bring Nigerian universities to the first 200. Omotayo Olabode says, Sandra, good decision from the federal government, but as usual, how will you know when it's released? Who is it going to be released to? The main problem with this administration is transparency. All right, keep those comments coming in. I will take your thoughts off of WhatsApp very quickly because at 45, we need to switch over to the team from Raleigh Academy if you want to learn how to trade Forex. We've got Kenneth from Enugu who says, I think for Lagos State Uni at Okokomaiko, Badagry Road to be among the list, it's a clueless list. Because my own alma mater, Enugu State Uni, is better than LASU because I've been in that school before. I like it when we get a very good battle going on. We've got Elias on the phone. Elias, you've got 1 minute. Welcome.
Yep. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yep. So I heard of the headline talking of the farmers' maize recipe also. About the maize, I said the federal government, they're not really doing well. They're not doing well at all because the people are short. I don't know. I don't even know if they go to market to survey the market to see what is really happening there. The things are so expensive. They are not even supposed to be talking of banning import of maize and all that because people are suffering. Farmers could not have loans. If you go to the bank of industry, as in for you to get anything there, you just be man no man. If you don't know anybody, you won't have anything. So I don't know what the government is doing. And yes, truly, there's one caller that was saying that because they don't have a strong opposition. And I think it's true. Yes, they don't have strong opposition. Because all these things are happening. There's supposed to be competition. But everywhere is just quiet, silent. Nobody's saying anything about it. So about the university too also, please, I want the government to just try and go there. The university are not really doing fine. They are not doing well.
All right, let's leave it at that because we're out of time. We need to switch gears. But thank you so much for being a part of the Big Three. We're bringing you League of Extraordinary Nigerians next. That's the top of the hour. And then we're going to bring you Eyewitness at 4:30. Don't forget that at 5, we're going to have a conversation about who you think the bigger problem is. Who is more dangerous to the other? Domestic staff or their employees? I'm Sandra Ezekwesili.
This is Hard Facts.
This is an infomercial.